Kid Cudi described shaking Combs' hand and saying, "But let's talk about my car." And Combs said, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Cudi, did he do it?
The jurors saw the actual cut, the hole in his Porsche, and then they saw the damage done from that Molotov cocktail where the red interior is ruined and darkened by the fire that started in his car. Cudi, throughout his testimony, insinuated that it was Combs.
What's good, Gossip Gang? Your girl is absolutely shook, because Kid Cudi just delivered the most unhinged testimony in celebrity trial history. We're talking home invasions, car bombings, and Diddy standing around like he's auditioning for the next Marvel movie as the bad guy.
Man, you got a problem?
Keep that shit macking, man.
You really taking over my energy
He wanna
right
hurt you.
right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Don't do it.
So what did I do to
Don't do it
you?
for this crowd. Don't do it for
What
this
did I
crowd.
do to you?
Don't
You know
do
who
it
I
for this
am?
crowd.
Do you know who I am?
Bro, for what?
Bro, you know who I am?
It's all love. It's all love, bro. It's all love, bro. Yo, bro. It's all love.
It's tough. Come here, give me a hug, though. You lucky, though, nigga. You lucky. You know, I'm really about that. But I love you. And we're together. We're stronger together. You lucky, nigga. Come to, hold on. Come to the after party and change your vibration. Yeah, change your vibration.
If you thought the Cassie allegations were wild, Kid Cudi just said, "Hold my microphone," and absolutely destroyed Diddy's defense team with receipts, photos, and testimony so explosive it could power a small city. Today, we're breaking down every single detail of this courtroom chaos that has the internet losing its mind. Make sure you're subscribed because this tea is scalding. So picture this. It's 2011, and Kid Cudi meets Cassie Ventura when she tells him she's having problems with Diddy, and they're broken up. But here's the tea that wasn't fully spilled until now. Cassie had already been confiding in Kid Cudi about the abuse since 2010. Kid Cudi testified that Cassie specifically told him Diddy would hit her, sometimes kick her. This wasn't just arguing, this was systematic physical abuse.
She claimed when she tried to leave Diddy in 2017, he forced himself into her apartment and raped her.
When they finally started dating in late 2011, Cassie thought she was free. But apparently nobody told Diddy that breakups mean you don't get to control your ex anymore. In December 2011, Kid Cudi gets this frantic call from Cassie at 6 a.m. She's terrified because Diddy found out about their relationship during one of those infamous freak-offs when he saw emails about bringing a toiletry bag to Cudi's house. A toiletry bag, y'all? When Diddy saw those emails, he completely lost it. According to previous testimony, he lunged at Cassie with a wine bottle opener like some medieval torture device. Then he threatened to release revenge porn videos of her and said he would hire someone to physically hurt both Cassie and Kid Cudi. And here's the most terrifying part. Diddy specifically told Cassie that Kid Cudi's car would be blown up. Kid Cudi immediately went into protective mode, picked her up, and they hid out at the Sunset Marquis Hotel. But while they were trying to lay low, Diddy was already putting his revenge plan into motion. While Kid Cudi and Cassie are hiding at the hotel, Kid Cudi gets a call that makes his blood run cold. Capricorn Clark, one of Diddy's employees, calls them sobbing, literally in tears, telling them that Diddy and an associate forced her into a car and made her come to Kid Cudi's house. This woman was being used as an accessory to a crime against her will. So Diddy rolls up to Kid Cudi's house with backup, forces an employee to participate in his scheme, and proceeds to commit multiple felonies like it's just another Tuesday. When Kid Cudi calls Diddy on the way home, this psychopath has the nerve to say, "I just want to talk to you, and I'm over here waiting for you," like he's hosting a friendly barbecue instead of committing breaking and entering. When Kid Cudi gets home, the evidence of Diddy's crime spree was everywhere. First, his security cameras had been moved, not broken, carefully moved. This shows premeditation. Diddy methodically disabled the security system like a criminal mastermind. Inside the house, it gets even more psychotic. Christmas gifts that Kid Cudi had bought for his family were opened and scattered on the kitchen counter. What kind of sick individual opens someone else's Christmas presents? This wasn't about sending a message. This was psychological torture. But the most heartbreaking detail? Kid Cudi's dog was locked in the bathroom.
And that his dog was locked away in the bathroom. Although there were cameras that he said were turned a different way that normally wouldn't have been turned, so whoever did break in.
This innocent animal was basically held hostage as part of Diddy's intimidation tactics. Kid Cudi testified that his dog became jittery and on edge all the time after being traumatized. Kid Cudi was so furious he wanted to fight Diddy, but then realized the gravity of the situation. He figured Diddy probably had weapons in backup. So instead of walking into a trap, he did the smart thing and called the police, filing an official report that's now evidence in this federal trial. Fast forward 1 month to January 9th, 2012. Kid Cudi is chilling when his dog walker calls with news that would make your jaw drop. Your car is on fire. Not scratched, not vandalized, literally burning in his driveway. Before Kid Cudi can even process what's happening, his friends start sending photos of the damage. And these aren't just regular car fire photos. We're talking explosive device damage. Someone had cut open the convertible top of his Porsche and dropped a literal Molotov cocktail inside. For those who don't know, a Molotov cocktail is basically a homemade bomb. This wasn't some prank. This was attempted murder. If Kid Cudi had been in that car, he could have been killed.
The filing then says shortly after Diddy's threat, Kid Cudi's car actually blew up, and Kid Cudi confirmed it.
The Los Angeles Fire Department confirmed the fire was caused by an incendiary device and classified it as intentional. That's official government documentation of arson and domestic terrorism. The damage was $10,000, but how do you put a price on someone trying to kill you? Kid Cudi's reaction when he saw the photos? Federal prosecutors later revealed that Diddy's co-conspirators were involved in setting fire to an unnamed individual's convertible by slicing open the top and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside. Details that match exactly what happened to Kid Cudi. This means Diddy had a whole network of people willing to commit terrorist acts on his behalf. And the timing was so calculated, waiting a full month after the break-in to strike again. He wanted Kid Cudi to think the worst was over. Then bam, attempted murder in your driveway. After his car literally gets bombed, Kid Cudi makes a decision. He decides to meet with Diddy face-to-face at the Soho House in LA. And what he sees when he arrives is something straight out of Marvel. Kid Cudi testified that Diddy was standing there with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. Picture Diddy posturing like the Joker after orchestrating domestic terrorism. But here's what makes it even more psychotic. Diddy was completely calm during this meeting. After organizing a home invasion and car bombing, this man was acting like they were discussing the weather. He even offered Kid Cudi water twice. Kid Cudi found it weird how calm Diddy was. And that calmness is more terrifying than rage. It shows Diddy viewed terrorism as normal business. During the meeting, Diddy had the audacity to say, "We were homies, you know that's my girl." Like friendship gave him ownership rights over Cassie. When Kid Cudi finally gets the courage to ask, "What about my car?" You know, the car that was bombed. Diddy looks him straight in the eye and says, "I don't know what you're talking about." The gaslighting. This man orchestrated a terrorist attack and then pretended it never happened. Years later in 2015, Diddy's guilt apparently got to him. Kid Cudi ran into him again and Diddy pulled him aside to say, "I just want to apologize for everything. All that bullshit." All that bullshit? Sir, you didn't forget to return a lawnmower. You bombed someone's car. But that apology proves consciousness of guilt. You don't apologize for something you didn't do. Y'all, Diddy's defense team is scrambling hard. They tried claiming there was no forced entry because Kid Cudi left his door unlocked, as if that makes home invasion legal. That's like saying someone's responsible for assault because of what they wore. Pure victim blaming. They also tried to make it seem like both Kid Cudi and Diddy were played by Cassie, suggesting she led a double life. This is a transparent attempt to shift blame to the victim. Even if Cassie wasn't completely honest about her relationship status, that doesn't justify domestic terrorism. The defense even questioned DNA evidence from the car bombing, mentioning it came back as female, as if that exonerates Diddy. First, he could have had female accomplices. Second, just because his DNA wasn't found doesn't mean he didn't order the attack. But here's where their strategy completely backfired. The cross-examination gave Kid Cudi a chance to emphasize his final devastating statement. "I knew Sean Combs was violent." That line is going to echo in the jury's minds for the rest of this trial. The desperation is real because they can't attack the physical evidence. The fire department reports, police reports, and hotel records are all documented facts. So they're trying to discredit witnesses. But that's failing when witnesses like Kid Cudi have nothing to gain from testifying. This testimony is part of a devastating pattern the prosecution is building. George Kaplan, Diddy's former assistant, quit his dream job after witnessing multiple violent incidents, including seeing Diddy standing over Cassie with a broken whiskey glass on a private jet. Mila Morales, a makeup artist, testified about finding Cassie with a swollen eye, busted lip, and knots on her head after a 2010 incident. Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former best friend, witnessed Diddy drag Cassie by her hair and throw her to the ground in Jamaica, then later choked Morgan herself and paid her $30,000 to stay quiet. Hotel employees testified that rooms reserved under Diddy's fake names would be covered in candle wax and baby oil, requiring special deep cleaning and extra damage fees. This shows a decades-long pattern of criminal behavior involving dozens of enablers and accomplices. Kid Cudi's testimony isn't isolated. It's the missing piece that connects all these crimes into one terrifying picture of organized criminal enterprise. Kid Cudi's testimony is absolutely bulletproof because it's corroborated by physical evidence, official documentation, and has been consistent for years. The fire department report, police reports, and his 2023 statement to the New York Times all match perfectly. This case isn't just about celebrity drama. It's exposing how power and wealth enabled decades of systematic abuse, trafficking, and terrorism. Diddy faces racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation charges that could put him away for life. The racketeering charge is crucial because it means prosecutors are alleging Diddy ran a criminal enterprise using arson, kidnapping, and violence to control victims. Kid Cudi's car bombing is perfect evidence of using arson to control victims, as stated in the federal indictment. Legal experts predict that with this level of evidence, Diddy will likely be convicted on most charges. At 55 years old, facing potential life in prison, he would die behind bars, which is exactly what he deserves after decades of terrorizing innocent people. But this story isn't over. We're only in week 2 of an 8-week trial with dozens more witnesses to come, including potentially major celebrity names. Social media is calling this the trial of the century, and Kid Cudi a hero for his courage. This testimony was absolutely explosive. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What was the most shocking detail for you? Smash that like button if this tea was as hot as I think it was. And subscribe with notifications on because this trial is serving drama every single day.
I want to say thank you so much, man. People been hitting me up the past week, just checking in and even today. And it really means a lot to me, man.